When you look at development, the term by itself and how society changes, it's very broad and it's very big. We're looking at development and social change in itself from the lens of gender, which can be applied to other global critical issues. So I think it'll allow students to be a little bit more specific in terms of what they learn and be able to relate it to larger issues of health and food security and resource management. Gender is something that I think is very interesting in Nepal's case specifically because Nepal has seen so much changes in legal aspect and even social aspect in the last 20 years that I think the transition is amazing. Learning about development and social change from the lens of gender, especially in Nepal, is like the strength of the program. It will allow students to be able to spill that knowledge into other aspects too and be able to see it from a lens of justice. A lot of our students come from social sciences backgrounds, government majors, political science, sociology, anthropology, economics, education. So it's a mix. My expectation from the students to have like a good passion for something that they really want to explore. Students might have an idea of what they want to do, but I think once they come to Nepal and like spend a few weeks, I think the ideas become clearer. And sometimes they just find something that is really exciting and want to go for it. So our program has very strong language component, so the students are able to communicate in Nepali by the time they go out for their independent study projects. We choose our homestay families that speak Nepali at home. There might be one or two family members who speak English, but other than basic translation and helping the student out, we encourage the homestay families to speak Nepali with the students. And we also encourage the students to spend time with their homestay family doing things that the homestay family does. So our students, help chop vegetables and like they help cook in the house. Sometimes they clean, sometimes they go to the little vegetable market to shop with their homestay mother. And so they get to spend their first 2 months in a very typical Nepali family. We have 2 excursions. The minor excursion is a week-long excursion where we take the students out of the valley because Kathmandu is a big city, so it is nice for them to be exposed to a little bit of a rural community as well. And oftentimes they get an opportunity to talk to local community members and see what their life is like. We took them to a community forestry user group, we took them to a women's cooperative. They were able to do a safari in the national park. Our major excursion is 1 week of rural homestay, and 1 week of trek. I think it gives them another opportunity to be able to see what kind of homestay there are other than the city of Kathmandu. Because Nepal is so diverse and different ethnic groups have very different styles of living. And during this time, they interact with the local community, they make friends, so they become really acquainted with the community and they enjoy it. And after we finish the rural homestay, then the students trek out. So that means they go on a 5-day trek. Who doesn't want to hike in the mountains of Nepal? It's very interesting to see students being a little scared, a little hesitant in the beginning and wondering what they are really going to do, whether it's going to be difficult or not. And by the end of the program, they have pushed themselves through the wall and gotten on the other side. If you look at the program as a whole, there are enough challenges to make the students feel challenged, and sometimes it's confusing and sometimes it's scary too. But I think at the end of the day, students come out very fulfilled.